Kang the Conqueror originated as a Fantastic Four villain and has since evolved into not only one of the Avengers' primary antagonists, but also a frequent enemy of the Marvel Universe as a whole. He is a renowned Marvel character with a long history in comic books, and he's fought a slew of heroes since his debut in 1963. Despite his status as a Marvel mainstay, Kang has yet to feature in a Marvel movie. Following Avengers Endgame, Marvel Studios has disclosed information about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, the planned third installment of the Ant-Man franchise, which will undoubtedly explore the quantum realm more. However, the biggest announcement tied to the next Ant-Man film was the confirmation that Jonathan Majors, of Lovecraft Country, will play Kang the Conqueror, a character who could play a bigger part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the future. Hello and welcome to another episode of Comic Soup, where we talk about everything Marvel. In this video, we're going to go over the 10 things you need to know about Kang the Conqueror. Before moving further, kindly like the video, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon so you do not miss our upcoming amazing content. Number 10. Kang is a 31st century time traveler. Kang is best known as a brilliant future genius and Marvel's leading time traveler, who has set himself the goal of conquering all periods. Despite the fact that Marvel's heroic age has caused him problems in the past, Kang has journeyed to every century using the power of his time ship. With Avengers Endgame being the first MCU film to incorporate time travel, now could be the ideal time to introduce a character like Kang into the cinematic universe. Some have speculated that the latest Avenger film overshadows his appearance. Kang has always stood out due to his time-traveling talents, making him one of Marvel's most intriguing villains. Number 9. He makes use of futuristic weapons and armies. Kang has a multitude of futuristic armor and weapons in addition to his time-traveling ship. Kang's battle armor gives him the power and agility to go toe-to-toe with Marvel's heavy hitters, despite the fact that he lacks superpowers. The Conqueror's neutrino ray is one of his most noteworthy weapons. Despite its destructive power, this terrible weapon is the size of a revolver. Kang also controls armies made up of people from several timelines. Many of these warriors are from Kang's own time in the future, therefore they have identical armor and weapons. He also prefers using robots, such as his growing men androids, which grow in size when struck. Kang is also a brilliant engineer who can create his own weapons of mass devastation. Number 8. His first love, Ravonna, gave up her life for him. Ravonna, a 40th century woman, despised Kang for conquering her realm. Kang's commanders ordered that he put her to death because of her rebellion. Because of his love for Ravonna, Kang couldn't bring himself to do so. This sparks a rebellion, with Kang's commanders joining forces with the Avengers to depose him. Ravonna leaped in front of an explosion that was about to kill Kang and saved his life. Her impending death was only the beginning of her narrative, as she subsequently reappeared as the Terminatrix. Number 7. He was the pharaoh known as Rama-Tut. Kang chose ancient Egypt as his first journey across time. He took control of the situation when he arrived, using his superior weapons and robots. As Rama-Tut, the Egyptians' new pharaoh, he ruled over them. Kang spent a lot of time in ancient Egypt in search of the legendary Ansabar-Nur. This Ansabar-Nur would go on to become Apocalypse, one of Marvel's most powerful villains. Kang's ultimate goal was to make Apocalypse the heir to his throne. Unfortunately for Kang, the Fantastic Four happened to be in town at the same time and defeated the Wicked Ruler, though he would return several times over the years. Number 6. He's made a lot of distinct duplicates. Kang's time journeys are so common that he has created an infinite number of time-displaced duplicates. This results in a plethora of convoluted storylines in which parallel worlds are established and the path of history is altered. Throughout Marvel's history, duplicate Kangs appear at random and sometimes at identical times. Given how many times Kang has been killed or perhaps even killed himself from a specific time point, it's really hard to determine who the original Kang is or if there ever was one. Number 5. Kang totally obliterated the Cross-Time Kang Corps. The Cross-Time Dimension Kang Corps was a team of alien entities from several times and realities who had assassinated their version of Kang and assumed his role, eventually assembling to look for an ultimate weapon, which turned out to be the Celestial Madonna. This particular troop of Kangs came into war with the Prime Kang. In the main timeline, this Kang was assumed to be the original, and he used a temporal creature from Limbo known as Alioth to slaughter the whole Corps. Number 4. He created the Time Warriors known as the Anachronauts. Kang doesn't always rely on the armies he's gathered over the years from his numerous conquests, or the time-displaced heroes and villains he periodically gathers to fight his battles. He once created a band of fighters known as the Anachronauts. Death Hunt 9000, Apocryphus, Ra, Sir Rastan, Sith, Tindar and Wildrun were all undefeated until they met Kang. So he gathered them as the Anachronauts to defend his homeworld of Chronopolis from any and all invaders or contenders to his throne. Number 3. Kang will eventually become the Master of Time known as Immortus. Kang transforms into Immortus, a Time Lord from the far future. Kang decided to give up his existence as Kang in order to serve the Timekeepers from the temporal limbo realm after becoming tired of fighting and losing his loved ones in various timelines. The Timekeepers were extraterrestrials from the far reaches of the universe who chose Immortus as their avatar to protect timelines from disruptors, including his younger self. While fighting his earlier self in the preservation of the timeline, Immortus frequently found himself on the side of the Avengers and other heroes. Number 2. Iron Lad was his younger self, and he assembled the Young Avengers. Iron Lad was a fan-favorite member of the Young Avengers, who was in charge of organizing the squad of Avengers-related teen heroes. He had a look similar to Iron Man. Iron Lad was revealed to be a young version of Kang the Conqueror, which astonished fans and his teammates. Kang's plan to convince his younger self to accept his fate failed when he traveled back in time. Instead, Iron Lad kills his future self, causing a temporal paradox that can only be rectified when he returned to the future to fulfill his destiny as Kang the Conqueror. Number 1. Kang could be a Mr. Fantastic or Dr. Doom descendant, or both. Kang's real name, Nathaniel Richards, may be the most intriguing aspect of his character. Kang has been suggested as a probable descendant of Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, though this has never been confirmed. Kang did, however, believe that Dr. Doom was his ancestor at one point, but other writers have explored this idea differently. Some people still believe this convoluted and contested hypothesis, which keeps the mystery surrounding this character's ancestors enthralling. This probable connection adds to the villain's intrigue as a frequent opponent of the Fantastic Four. So, that's all from today's video.
Yes. Unfortunately.
If you discovered something new today, please like, share and comment down below your thoughts about Kang and his future in the MCU. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any epic content coming your way. See you in the next video. Till then, take care, stay marvelous, peace out.